Hey there. Hope your day's going okay. It was a pretty day, and it keeps going a little cloudy, a little sunny, then it's a little cloudy. Even had a little sprinkle earlier. But it was worth getting out, and I did. I went to a meeting, and the topic was blame. It's a very good topic. I can tell you that AA meetings, recovery meetings at large, can be a great resource for mental health issues. Especially when it comes to character defects. If you're ready, to recognize just how we sometimes keep getting in the same predicaments over and over and over again, it's usually time for self-reflection. So while we're chit-chatting, I told you a couple videos ago, I think, unless it was a video I erased, because if I get done with a video, I don't rewatch it or edit it or anything. I just decide how I feel about it. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, never mind. I don't even remember what I said. Usually don't. But I like to open my teen news with you. I had told you a few videos ago, maybe, that I needed to do some shopping therapy. And I think I already shared with you, or unless I didn't post that video. I think I did post this video, or I meant to. I'll have to look at my phone photo album. That I have realized my style more. I have two styles I wear. One is sort of a boho, casual, not quite hippie. And the other is kind of a Ralph Lauren, lightweight, just casual, semi, the jeans, nice shoes, button down with a collar shirt, and a nice handbag. So I don't know. So I was looking at my purses. I'm like, I'm just not happy with them anymore. And I got some scarves to match up with some jackets, because I don't like leaving makeup stains. So anyway, I got some Temu stuff to try to round out a few things, and for a few things around the house. Frankie's out there making some noise, so I may invite him in here with us, because I don't like him feeling lonely. I heard him out there barking. It's from my community here, my neighborhood. We have a lot of older people and families, but I think they are like us. They prefer to eat early and then get out and go for a nice little walk. And a lot of our folks, like me, will go for 2 walks a day. And then we have a school bus that drops kids off. But right now it's about time for people to... No, not another one of those. I got a makeup. This is a pen holder, but I got it for makeup brushes, and I already got one, so I don't know where the heck that came from. Yes, I started my pile on things I'm going to send back. So I'm going to just start right here. Remember I think I shared with you the candles I got. I thought were remote, and they're not. Those have to go back. I have no idea what some of this stuff is. Well, I'll just sit it here and start taking it out a little at a time. But I need to go ask Frankie to come in. Hold on. Where's my dog? Where's my dog? Frankie, come. Come on, let's go. Jump. Oh, good boy. Oh, you saw that bag there? I'm sorry. Oh, there's something in there. Okay. Let's see what that is. Oh, yeah. So the different purses I've wanted. I wanted bigger, kind of boho, casual bags instead of so structured. I've been carrying not bucket purses, barrel purses for a while, because I've enjoyed the size and the structure. But now I want some little softer, a little more casual. So, anyway, we were talking about blame, and you know, at the end of the day, breathe. At the end of the day, blaming someone is really taking our eyes off of our poor decisions very often. Not always, sometimes we are an innocent bystander. I know. But sometimes we almost orchestrate it. Like when we keep spending time with the same person over and over again. You know what? I pull my drawers out so I have this extra desk area because I'm doing this at my makeup table. Y'all know that. But I like it when people show kind of how they're unwrapping things, because usually you just see people's head and then they show something for a couple seconds. So anyway, I got this bag because it had a lot of good reviews. It's not a horrible smell, but it's got a smell. It needs to air out. And it's got a zipper. It's got a little bag inside. I got it because it doesn't have like letters on it. It's not trying to be a dupe of anything. And I know there's Temu people who do a lot of Temu stuff. And, you know, they like to compare it to dupes with stuff. I don't like comparing things with dupes unless it's like right in your face. But I haven't ordered anything like that I know of. This is a weird nylon knitting kind of thing. It's you can see through it. It almost feels like paper, but it's a nylon, I guess. I don't need pockets in my bags, and this does not have a pocket, and I think that's pretty good. This is not a high-end plastic. This isn't a faux leather. This is a mid to low range weight. The trim is not finished. It's just folded over and sewn. The straps are double-sided. Not terrible for a cheap bag, but it's not finished. It does have a couple of these ridges here. So it feels like it might last a little while, unless it's just sewn, because it is as well sewn. I don't know that it's actually a rivet, or if it's just for show. It feels like it's also a rivet. No outside pocket, no nothing. But I have a raincoat that if I'm going out, and I know that's the thing. I have a lot of clothes and shoes, and I've been thinning them out. Trust me, I have gotten rid of closets that I've given away. And what I'm working on now is pulling certain looks together. Like when I wear an outfit, I kind of like to have my raincoat or my over jacket, whatever my outer layer is, kind of match with my bag or shoes, boots. And so I needed matching scarves for several of them. I got some of those. And I needed some bags for my rain jackets. Now, I don't have a brown one, but I have a black leather coat. And the only black purse I have is, like I said, my barrel bag and a quilted bag. And I kind of like that quilted bag, but it's for winter, right? So if I wear that black leather, I might be able to get away with something like that. I would wear that black leather in the rain because it's got a nice finish. It's a high quality jacket. I wouldn't be afraid to wear it in the rain. But I'm going to think about this, especially because it came with this other little bag too. The price was only like $5 or $6. I'm pretty darn sure. Remember the other purses that I opened up? It was a red, a black, and a brown one. They were small bags, and they had a belt across them. They were very shiny. You know, those that I love the look, and I really like the size. My problem is just handling it like this. It feels so cheap that I don't really. it doesn't feel good opening and closing it just because it feels and looks, to me, so cheap. Maybe someone else might not, you know, that's not into real expensive things. They might not, there's no feet or anything on this. It's easy to pack. If you were going to travel, this is the kind of bag you would want to pack to go souvenir shopping with. And then you could just put all your little souvenirs in here if you were just going to get little things. Or carry a couple of these bags and get whatever size you wanted. Now, this one, from the pictures, I thought it was going to match one of my rain jackets perfectly. But this has M's on it. In the picture, I didn't see M's. I saw triangles like this. So, I don't think I'm going to keep it. I don't like things that are monogrammed. Just not my bag. Oh, speaking of. Okay, now here's one that is like that black-brown one that's in sort of a taupe. And it's more of the sort of octagon triangle. I thought it was, I said triangle. Kind of an octagon. Stop sign. Octagon is 8. What's the 6-sided sign? I can't remember. But I might take this one a little more seriously. You know, these got a lot of good reviews. Free little bag. And like I said, I got all 3 of them. They were probably no more than $6 a piece. And with my taupe rain jacket, that might go well. I'm going to match it up to my rain jacket and see how it looks. Yay. Also, because I'm carrying bigger bags, I want to have nicer little makeup pouches. I separate things in different pouches, like my emergency cigarettes and lighter. I wanted a prettier little bag for it. This is very puffy. This takes up room just being puffy. And I have one that's just for emergency makeup. Oh, look at all the little pouches in here. And I have one for hair bands, earplugs. So everything, I know what I'm grabbing when I get in my purse. This is a cute little bag. It's got cushions to kind of maybe help protect if you're putting makeup in here with a mirror and powder. Might help with impact if you drop your bag. And and it has a little bit of space in the bottom, so if you do fill these pockets up, because there's some room on each side, you'd probably be able to get a little bit in there, right? A lot of times these really inexpensive bags are just that. You unzip them, they're flat, so when you try to zip them, they're really hard to zip and unzip. But this is, and I like my bag to be different colors, so I know exactly what I'm grabbing when I get in my bag. I need to keep that. I'm going to leave it in its bag just in case, but I'm going to set that there. I'm going to kind of try to, okay, this, I have no idea what this is. That shouldn't happen. I hardly ever order something I don't remember ordering. Oh, so I'm thinking I'm sending those purses back that I just told you about. Plus, I just had a pair of scissors. Here they are. And I'm also going to send back a rug because it is a couple of inches off lengthwise and maybe a couple inches off longwise, width and length. Oh, this was supposed to be an outdoor rug. Isn't that cute? But it's more like a a mat you would put down to dry dishes on. That's too bad. It looks so pretty. And it showed it as a rug you could put outside your front door. It is so thin. Look at that. That's like, it's got some non-stick little pellets. If this was in 2 pieces, I would use this for drying towels on, and I would keep it. But this is going back. That's not an outdoor welcome mat. Oh, that's disappointing. Sure, pretty print though. It'd be pretty if you had a porch and you wanted a second, an indoor or under an. But you're not gonna like that when it gets wet and icky. That's Temu for you, man. They sent me a bunch of stuff to do reviews on. They wouldn't be happy about that stuff. Okay, here's another zippy. And it's just like that one, only it's black with the little flowers on it. This is the one I thought I'd put my cigarettes on because I don't smoke often. But when I do, it's usually because there's been a fender bender or I'm raging mad at my husband, which isn't very often, or upset about something. Or sometimes I just get anxiety, and instead of popping pills or drinking, I'll have a cigarette. But I thought black would give me that, ooh, naughty. That's my naughty bag. So, this is just an iron-on. It's not going to stay looking nice very long, I'm sure. As soon as it gets cold, it'll crack. I mean, I could probably rub it off right now. But I don't know. I'm going to double check the prices of these. And actually, the only reason I hesitate is because of the stuffing. If you look at these 2 bags, just empty, to me, they're already taking up a lot of room. And then you put anything in them. That's a pretty good size. I don't know. I don't know. I like the size. I do like the size. I wish they didn't have so much padding. That's the only thing. So, I don't know. I may have to think about that. Oh, and I did order one of these. It's another bag. This is one of those bags where when you're transferring purses, it was supposed to be one of those bags that would have good size, that I could put a lot of different stuff in. Like sunglasses. But this has that noisy lining. And it doesn't have a, bag should have a loop here where you can hold the loop, put your finger in it or hold the loop so you can, it's easier to zip. The zipper's nice, but the bag is, it didn't, in the pictures on Temu, the bag didn't look this flimsy. Made it look like it was almost like a nicer, higher end quality toiletry bag. And I thought, wow, that might be so cute. Not my style. I mean, it would hold a lot. But the thing is, I want to love the bags. And I want 3 smaller bags that don't take up all that much room when they're all squished together. Like those, you can't squish them together to where, you know, the ingredients in this bag and the ingredients in this bag, that they can kind of lay it together. They're 2 bags that are going to go side by side. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. It's making sense to me. I just don't know. I might keep one of them. We'll see. Oh, okay. So this is something I've been looking at for a while. I like to read, and when I read, whatever book it is, I own it. I leave my marks in it. I use bookmarks. I write in it. So I got this. It's a package of 7, 2, 4, 6. And they're different colors. It's just a piece of elastic that you would find in your waistband, and it's sewn to a little piece of vinyl. And you're supposed to be able to put a writing utensil in there. That's a snug. That's snug. And then you put this on your book. So that way you can save your page and your pen. How about that? Okay, that came out pretty easy. So that should be pretty good. I like these. I'm gonna keep these because they also make nice little gifts, I think. If someone gave me one of those, I'd be like, oh, thank you. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep those. This is my giveaway bag stack. Okay. A while back, I ordered one of these denim dresses, and I started using it. I love the feeling of the fabric. I started using it as a house robe. And let me see if you can. I love the length of it. Oh, darn, you can't see the length of it. But it actually comes down to my ankles. And the sleeves are long enough. I have long arms. The one I have is a light blue. And anyway, I was wearing it as a robe because of the fabric. It just felt so good that when I looked at myself in the mirror the other day, I was like, I could wear this for a dress. Weirdly, guess what popped up on my Temu ad? They had them for like 15 bucks a piece. So I am going to try these on and see if they're the same fit. I did look up the size on mine, and it was a large. Now, I've lost a lot of weight since then. So I did order a large because mine has been fitting. Mine is a prettier blue than this. This is kind of a dressier blue. So I will try that on. I got it in blue, black, and this dark blue, which is shiny. It reminds me of, it does remind me of, I don't want to say denim, but because it's so shiny. But the blue one looks a little denim-y, and the other one I have, let me show it to you. I really like it. And it popped up when I put in denim dress. It really washes well. And it as well is very shiny. I keep it in my closet because I have several different robes that I put on. And this is a large. So if I button this all the way down, I have plenty of chest room, the sleeves are long enough, and I could put a belt with it and be very happy with it. Or I can wear it over jeans and a t-shirt and feel like I'm covered up. And pockets. So, very nice. It's got darts all the way around. I really like it. Really like it. Now, these are large. If I'm not completely in love with these other ones, I think I'll probably end up keeping the one or two of those. But I might send one back and get a medium. Just for fun. So I had a good time at the meeting talking about listening to people share about blame. It's very interesting. Oh, here's a big makeup case. This did not look near as big. But this is another one of those bags where you can transfer a whole bunch of stuff from one purse to another purse. So, but I just don't know that I'm going to go that route. I like being able to put my hand in my purse and find exactly what I'm looking for. And if it's all in one bag, then I take a purse out of a purse. And I have purses this size. It wasn't supposed to be this size. I do like how stiff it is. And I guess that's a lining. Yeah, it's got a lining in it. It's not finely finished. You know, it doesn't have that refined finish. But the zipper is tacked down, so it's not sliding all over the place where you can. Once again, it doesn't have the tabs to hold on to open and close. It means it's going to get a little more soiled here at the corners. I like how it feels. It's almost like the thinnest corduroy I've ever felt that's on top of a liner that's kind of firm. So maybe there's a glue that's between the liner and this fabric, but there's a certain firmness to it. This might be a good packing. Like when you're going somewhere for the weekend, I like to separate my bras from my socks and stuff like that, so I can find things real easy. But I usually use clear bags. Isn't it funny how when you order things, sometimes they don't look anything like as far as quality, and then sometimes the quality is nice, but the size is like, how did that size happen? I don't know. Oh, and because, I told you I don't smoke very often. Well, I had an occasion to smoke not too long ago, and I remember thinking, smoking is such a hassle. And one of the things I remember back when I used to smoke a little more regularly is I had a cigarette sniffer. So I looked for cigarette snuffers. Whee! So it's a plastic, is what the reviews said. They thought it was glass. It looks like glass, but it must be some kind of incredibly strong plastic. Anyway, you just put your cigarette down in there and snuffs it out, so you don't have to mess with the icky cigarette. I'm gonna keep those. Yes, because I don't smoke very often, and I don't enjoy it too much that I want to do it very often. I don't want my fingers stinking putting things out. I wash my hands a lot anyway. But I'm gonna have 2 of them because I know my spouse will accidentally throw one away in no time at all. So I'll probably put them outside where he doesn't even go. Oh, I must have got such a deal on those pin things. I ordered 2. They're very inexpensive. So sometimes, I keep wanting to talk about the meeting, but I keep getting sidetracked. Sometimes I don't do holidays and birthdays, and I didn't grow up with it, and so it just doesn't click for me. And I've really tried to keep holiday books to be better at it because that's socially acceptable. But I'm a terrible friend like that. Anyway, but on occasion, I like to send cards or little notes. And these are so thin that you can slip this in a letter or a gift, just a greeting card. They weigh nothing, so you wouldn't even have to have extra postage. They're not thick. They're about as thick as, a nice card. So you stick that in there, big deal, right? So those are nice little bookmarks. Oh, I like that. Let's see, what else we got? Whee! Okay. Okay, so here's a hair thing that intrigued me. Glasses. Frankie. Mikey. He's doing pretty good with me being on here. He doesn't usually like it at all. There's a way to get in here. So when we were talking, or at the meeting, someone was talking about blame being a way to deflect from looking at ourselves. I thought about how many times when I was young, I spent so much time feeling sorry for myself and blaming. This is a hassle. I don't know how often I would use something like this. How often would you use something like that? Good thing my bursitis isn't as bad as it used to be. What do you think about that? I can't tell. And then it's got this little hook in here where you would jab it into your hair. It's supposed to kind of help keep it. This one jabbed itself in there. I don't know. What do you think? If I had a headband on with it, maybe. It might be okay for work. I know they weren't very expensive. That'd be fun. Oh, and I got another. I don't need another one of these. Remember, I got those. These are those ones that are the long braided ones that you wrap around and wrap around. I just bought 4 of them. 4 different ones of those. So I think I'm going to send those back. I'm not even going to take them out of the... Okay, here's what I do. And on my last weekend trip, I have a container that I put my high blood pressure in, a sinus medicine in, aspirin, ibuprofen. I have basically a little first aid kit. Well, the thing is, I put too many pills all in the same container. And so I kind of lost track of my confidence in which pill I was going to take, because I'd rather not take any pills. So I got these little see-through bags, little see-through Ziploc bags. Because I bought some little tiny, they're like this, only about as big as your thumb. So I could put a couple in there. But I wasn't thinking they're not big enough to write with a mark, you know, that black marker. So I got these, a package of 5. So I got a package of 5 for like, I don't know, under $2. And then I started getting ads for like 20 of these little bags for $1.99. So anyway, they're just little tiny Ziploc bags. And they're big enough for me to write what I want. They close up nice. And I can put these in my toiletry bag. So I know what meds I'm taking. Right? These will be handy. They'll take up more room, maybe, than what I've got, because once you get in the pills, get the pills in there. But it's organized and it's safe. And if I take medicine and then I end up not using it because I'm not double, triple sure what it is, I'm not going to take it. So this is great. I'm very happy with this purchase. Yes. Another bag. Okay, so here's the thing too about blame. If I can blame someone else, I don't have to look at my jealousy, my insecurity, my choices, my lack of self-confidence, my boundary setting, and my level of self-pity. And like I said, a lot of these bags aren't very wide, but some of them don't have to be. like cigarettes and lighter can fit in one of these. Oh, this one has credit card holders in it. And I do have one of these that I actually use for a wallet. So my credit cards are in it, as well as my cash. And this is a little bit bigger, so it would be easier to get in and out of. And I keep receipts in it, so you know what? I might use this. And I like the neutral color. That's what I've been looking for, is it something neutral. Yeah, this might be perfect for a wallet. This is flimsy. But you know how often you need your driver's license? Hardly ever anymore. And I probably wouldn't use it for credit cards. I just leave mine down in the bag that I'm using with my purse. This has a chance to stay in the house. Okay. Yeah, I'm not keeping most of this stuff, it looks like. That's too bad. That is too bad. What else is in it? Okay. Oh, another one of those braid things. You know, sometimes I think the bag isn't coming, or I can't tell I ordered something. And also, I want you to pay attention when you do order from Temu, because they have done this to me not a million times, probably 10 times, where something will just pop up on my list that I had looked at before, but I didn't. As a matter of fact, sometimes it sells out before I order it, and then it'll just repopulate. So be careful, double check. Don't ever get one of those fancy coupons and push, it'll say, if you order now, you get this huge discount. If you don't have the cash to cover that huge price on everything you had in your shopping cart, don't do that. I never use those anymore, because I save things in my shopping cart just because I want to look at them again, or I want to research to see if I can get it at a lower price. Now, I hardly ever wear jewelry anymore. I got these little hugger hoops on that I've been wearing just recently. The huggers I was wearing, I really liked, but they tarnished so bad, and I couldn't even see it because my vision is so poor. I didn't see how bad they had tarnished. So these got a lot of good reviews, and they're much smaller. They're not as sophisticated as the other ones I had. I really like the other ones. I got them at Marshall's. Pretty sure. Or, yeah. Anyway, this is one of those things that you're supposed to be able to put a bracelet on with. Like, you hold it with this, hold the one side with this, and then pull it around and fasten it. And I thought, you know, if I ever want to wear a bracelet, that's going to come in handy. But I am so sure that I ordered one recently and got it. See, these are definitely add-ons. I've got a pile of stuff that's going back. I think this is going back. I'm going to make sure, because I think I already have one, and it doesn't clamp down as hard. This clamps down hard, and I don't want to damage my bracelets. I mean, I don't wear them very often, but if they're so delicate I can't get them on, I think that would bend the gold on them. Gold isn't very hard when it's really super thin. It's very bendable. You have to get them, a little thicker to stand up to something like that. Like this is 14 karat, and it's rose gold, and it reminds me of a bracelet I had one time, and I tripped and fell, and hitting my wrist on the corner of a step probably saved my wrist, because it crunched it instead of my elbow when I fell. But it bent it pretty good. It was hollow. It was a hollow bracelet. Hollow 14 karat. Anyway, That's all I got. So talking about the blame game. If sometimes people will harbor a voice in their head that's complaining about someone in their life, and that they're kind of blaming for breaking their heart, for making them miserable. And I'm not saying it isn't. It is heartbreaking sometimes to have someone you care about disappoint you over and over again. But that's part of taking responsibility. Is if I set something up, if I'm generous, if I'm involved in their life so much that I keep getting hurt, it's one thing to love someone and be sad for them that their life isn't going well. But to be able to blame someone for taking money from me, taking time and energy from me, just because I was trying to help, I have to take some responsibility for that. And it was a sad day when, and I don't do this very often, but I had to let a sponsee in the program go because she was a chronic relapser and she had all the good reasons to relapse, right? But she wanted to work with me, and I told her, I said, because of your past, I need you to get back a hold of me, preferably within 24 hours and no longer than 3 days. Otherwise, I'm going to have to let you go because I don't want to have to be worried about whether you're alive or dead. Your relapse is your business, but my mental health is my business. Are you up for that? And she said yes. And each time she broke the rule, she had such a good apology. And then finally, I talked to one of the gals that I go to meetings with, and I talked to my sponsor, and it was like, if I'm the type of person that this affects, I need to read Working with Others in the Big Book, and then I need to decide, can I work with her and not get my feelings hurt? And my feelings were hurt because I would be worried about whether she was alive or dead or in jail, because that was real, or in an institution because she had it really rough. So I had to let her know that you're not holding up your end of the deal, and I had to let her go. I can't sit around and blame her for me worrying about her if I'm setting myself up to do that. I know that sounds rough, but there are people who are in recovery, whether it's alcoholism, pills, shopping, overeating, porn. The deal is, recovery is hard. And the little voices in the head are always telling you, use in the beginning. That's the way it is for a lot of people. Oh, I had a bad day, use. Oh, I had a good day, use. Oh, I've got some spare time, use. Oh, no one's looking, use. Or nobody will ever find out, use. Whatever their drug of choice is. And I can tell you that being around someone who is holding that behavior inside of them, you may not know what they're doing, but you know something's off, and it gives you that anxiety. So here's another thing. Well, when I'm around them, I just feel uneasy. Then why are you spending time with them, right? I want to spend time with people in recovery who are working hard, blood, sweat, and tears to stay clean, to not masturbate, to not drink, to not overshop. And this stuff is going back, so I don't consider over shopping. Yeah, I was happy with a couple things. So anyway, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just, if you have any comments about it, please let me know. I'm not perfect, never claim to be, but I also don't have the room in my head for heartbreak. I just don't. I just don't have the room in my head for heartbreak. This was all disappointing. I cannot believe the such positive reviews. But I can tell you, here's something I can tell you. When somebody hasn't had high quality products, this would be great for the money. So I'm not saying this is terrible. It looks better on camera than it feels. And it does have a zipper. If it had better stripes, or straps, it might even be better. So I don't know. I just have so many bags that are just bags. I think I'm gonna, there's some bags that have really high reviews right now on Amazon, and they're only $28. And if I don't like those, I can send them back. But this is just, I don't know, $5 here, $5 there, $5 here. It's just not worth it. It adds up. So I don't mind sending it back because I do free shipping. If I buy something that's not free shipping, oh, I don't know what it's been, because I really hold off on things that aren't free shipping. I think I got a couple bookcases. Oh, dang, I ordered a couple of those 5-tier bookcases, and I'm telling you what, they were local warehouse. They were $2.99, and this still was a better price than on Amazon. I got them for tax, title, and license around $40 a piece. I had to put them together myself. But they are good enough bookshelves. They're sturdy. So I'm not mad about it. I can use them out in the garage. I can use them for a very long time. They're in various places. Excuse me. So that was good. So I had a pretty good shopping experience. Disappointed in most of it. Those dresses, I'm hoping those are good. I'm gonna try them on later when I change. This little bag, I think this is the perfect size for what I'm looking for, actually. I really do. I don't like this thing in there, so I'm gonna see if I can't use a seam. I wonder if I could use a seam ripper to get that, to remove this. I'm gonna use a seam ripper and remove that. Yeah. Or I did this with a bookcase one time that had that real thick laptop cushion in it. It was a bag divider. I cut that out real careful, and now it's a nice big open book bag, and I like it. Especially for just overnight trips when you're having to trek through the airport to go somewhere and come right back. Perfect overnight bag. I might just cut the, because I bet this was an excellent price and no shipping. So I may just cut the whole lining out if I'm very careful, like I have been before. Well, I'd rather be able to use a seam ripper and just get that little pocket out. Either way, I like the quality of the bag. It's almost the quality of these big tote bags, but smaller, and it's more pliable. It's more believable that it's fake leather. And these, and these. I got a whole pile of stuff here that's got to go back. Dang it. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. If you're in recovering, go to a meeting. If you're doing, oh, and these, I'm keeping those. And I'm keeping one of these just because it's been in my hair and it's interesting. I don't know what I might do with it, but I might do something with it. So yeah, if you're in recovery, get your butt to a meeting. Don't blame your sponsor because you can't stay sober. There's a sponsor out there for you, or just use friends in AA. You don't have to have a sponsor if you don't want. If you feel like you can't find a good match, don't worry about it. Just find somebody else. This life is short. Life is short. Don't waste it. Do not waste your life. I was actually hoping I would see that girl at the meeting today so I could, just let her know I was sorry it didn't work out, and, I'm praying for her, and if she wants to touch base once in a while, that's different than being a sponsor. I could tell her that maybe one of these days when or if I ever see her. All right. Pray for me on that one. Because that was hard. I hate letting go of people. But I also hate worrying about them. See? I'm doing it again already. Got to shake it off. I can't blame her for that now, right? It's me. Live and learn. And love when you can. All right. Have a good one. Bye for now.